It's Saturday the 4th of November and I'm just doing myself a debrief of what I did for Halloween 2023. So I had 2.4 metre blacks hanging on hooks all the way around, forming the nice cocoon environment, and I've cut several of those available to rehang next year. I hung a curtain rail all the way along here, which was then masking off. So I've got curtains again, if I need to do that, to mask that off. They're still full height. I folded them down to mask off this scene. I used the bottom half of a wardrobe here as a kind of bench, and I put an artificial top on and drilled 2 holes through using these rebars, which go below, and with another support here, root into the bottom to hold them stable with some butterfly bolts here, nuts here. So 2 of those. These toy guns then had their ends removed and the end of the rope light inserted and pinched in place with blue tack, and also a bit of tape and things like that. And then I screwed through the top of these so that they were secured, and with a bolt under the bottom so that they were secured. In here I placed a floodlight, which you can just about see, which provided illumination out this direction. There was also another light directly above here, which is a floodlight providing the red light. And then you can see the arrangement of the lights on the ceiling here. One of the floods here pointing towards the Slimer ghost over there. One of them just here pointing towards the containment unit, which was there. And another one of them here pointing as a spotlight towards both the Ghostbuster and Heidi when she did a jump scare. These are 6 metre rope lights, and these rope lights are attached to the Slimer ghost here in the following fashion. I obtained a thin steel rebar, it's got a thread on it actually, bent it into a circle and put it around Slimer, and then I used modelling wire in 3 places at the bottom attached to the ring, and 3 places at the top attached to the centre here, so that the weight of whatever we wrap around here, so the rope light was wrapped around, and this meant that the weight of the rope light was not resting on this soft rubbery figure, but was pulled between the metal fixing at the bottom here and the wire running up to the top. What we've got here is we've got a flagpole holder, and the whole thing, as you can see, is held at about, goodness me, about 70 degrees or so. And behind here we have a scaffold pole, which is held at an angle. And the Slimer ghost goes up and down on this. And because of the way we've done the counterweighting, which is here the cable goes up into the rafters across a couple of pulleys, and I have an old paint bucket here which is filled with a bag of sand, which provides a counterweight, so that as we push the Slimer up, this obviously comes down. So we use this in the haunt to allow my daughter behind to wiggle and move this up and down without too much effort and without straining the model. And when he got to the bottom, of course, that's when we activated the steam and the trap, and just for disguising it, placed this over the top to indicate that the ghost had gone. This is simply an old gate which I have, connected to an existing shelf within the garage, and a piece of wood at the bottom here. There's a triangle shape behind there which braces this whole structure at this angle. Here is an old cardboard box which I cut some holes in and placed some wood inside, and then bent a piece of plastic pipe and screwed it in from the sides, which provides an electrical box. And it managed to do about the 40 or so mini shows that we did this Halloween before it started to get a bit floppy. So it survived. We suspended the rope lights from the rafters of the ceiling using modelling wire, which was largely invisible during the show, and then used some EL wire, blue EL wire, with their battery packs and wound that around to give the blue effect of the plasma, or sorry, of the proton streams as they were shooting the Slimer ghost. Throughout, I have placed surround sound speakers, so the two bass front speakers are here and just behind over there, and then behind the curtains we can just about see one of them there, and there's another one about here, and at other three places down the side wall are speakers connected in with all this white cabling which goes behind scenes to my amplifier, which is a 7.1 amplifier. So we had complete surround sound for the Haunt this year, and I had my amplifier placed here with a laptop, and I was using DMX for the lighting, so I had a laptop with a DMX USB connector, and for the sound I was just using a standard mobile phone with an app called Custom Soundboard, which allowed me to have various sounds configured in various ways that I could just touch and play on demand. The back of the Slimer area is here. You can see the scaffold bar, which is just braced here with a piece of wood through the aperture. I've also then rigged up some power here so that my daughter was able to flick these switches and turn the rope lights on when the Ghostbuster said, you know, roast them. And then down here, you probably can't see, it's quite hard to see, but there is a fog machine that put out some heavyweight fog just to give some atmosphere to the area, and a more sophisticated fog machine here, which I'm just going to peel the tape off. This is a Blaze Fog 1200, so it's a sort of fog machine you can run vertically or horizontally, and I had that pointing out in this direction so that it will blow fog across here in front of the Slimer ghost, and we used that for when the containment unit went down, and then we used that as well for when the Slimer was caught to mask the flipping of the door to hide him. What we've got here is a haunted mirror, so there's an LED screen behind here, and we were playing an image of Vigo the Carpathian shooting lasers as a portrait, and that was displayed outside. I'm going to pause the video now while I move that and show you the containment unit that was behind here. And here's the containment unit. So this was the pièce de résistance, as produced and manufactured by the Southend Ghostbusters in the UK. So it's, you know, fully copied from the movie with an opening front here to place the trap, where they often place some coloured LEDs and steam maker behind here. When the batteries are connected, the lights here do operate here, these lights, as does this, provide the trap is clean, the light is green. So these are all the elements that I put together for the Haunt in Southend here in the UK in 2023 as part of my hobby, and we probably had approximately 40 to 50 groups of about 5 people coming through between about 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. And now I'm tasked with the sad opportunity to deconstruct it so that I can return my garage to normal operations. So it's unlike me to put videos on YouTube, but I'm going to do this in case some people want to sort of replicate this idea with the ghost moving up and down. And if you have any further questions, then do let me know.